Diyah Najah, Timothy Short, Felicia Noelle, Brandon Maddox. The Cultural Arts Council sat down with internationally celebrated artists for a chance to not only see, but to hear their message. 4 artists used various materials to leave their mark: oil, acrylic, printmaking, collage, mixed media, even shattered glass. But we didn't stop there. The CAC not only received the messages from the artists, but we went to the community to hear the reactions, to see what the artwork is doing, and witness the power.
It's just amazing how your surroundings can control even your creative thought process. You know, a lot of my art will sometimes show that void that, okay, this is what I want and this is what I need, you know. So my art will definitely tell on me. It's you letting go of that piece of that puzzle. This is where I was at this time, or this is what I'm thinking about at this time. Like when you write a book or a play, it's a slice of your life, and you're inviting people into that slice of that pie. You know, you get to experience all the layers.
It is a powerful image that exudes confidence, femininity, and a complete knowing of oneself. Vibrant colors that are all reflective of the African continent. It was an honor to be able to look at something that was enriching and gave hope and promise to the future for all young women.
Coming into either space, whether it's coming into a space that is predominantly white or predominantly black, I feel different levels of either tension or acceptance, right? God himself obviously loves variety. There's all these birds, all these fish, all these plants and everything. Start creating a dialogue and to challenge your perspective on certain things. Because, like I said, we all have our own unique experiences, because your experience has been your experience. Has shaped your view on things, the way mine has been, blah, blah, blah. And so being able to create pieces that are inviting enough that different people feel comfortable with having a dialogue, and it's not combative towards a certain group, and so now I don't feel comfortable with talking this, or I don't want to offend, or but to be able to create a space where people do feel comfortable. Be like, hey, we have different experiences, it's okay. I feel like sometimes, you know, we're in a haste to do things, and so it's always good to, if you can, to be able to take a step back and really go through your thoughts and really evaluate, how do I really feel about this, and how can I express myself in the best way possible.
I see a dispirited woman who has been placed in this box that represents all the ways that society has oppressed her. And then the broken pieces, they seem to represent the broken world in which she lives in. But then on the contrast, she has this demeanor about her that's so proud and willing. And then the bright colors in this seem to really represent femininity and this power of overcoming.
I did some really interesting pieces, and most of my pieces feature black and brown people. It's just what I know how to draw very well, you know. And I'm in an international group, a lino cut group on Facebook. Like, there are some real masters in there. And I know that my work is different, and it's to the left, but I continue to post in there because of this one thing that happened. I put a piece in there called Before the Streetlights Come On. And it was just a woman with a facial expression that I think everybody recognized, because this group had people in Romania, people in New Zealand, like England, people in Mexico, and they were all like, I know that person. That lady lives on my block, or that's my auntie, or that's just someone that they grew up with. And that was the feeling that I was trying to get. It was a story, a woman with a facial expression like that, like she worked a double shift, she's tired, she came home, the kids want to go out and play, and she said, and you just better be back in before the street lights come home. And that's a really international sentiment, but yet I'm presenting these stories that are weaving together. Everybody recognizes them, and you see them in brown and black faces.
You know what? Today might be a hard day, but it's not going to defeat me, and it's not going to lessen my value that I place in myself. I see this picture as an inspiration, and I always believe that new days mean new opportunities, and that there's always a good time for new days. And I think she might think about that same thought and have those same types of commitments.
I love to see a story without words, but to be able to get the depth of the story, to feel like wondering, wanting to read more, wanting to investigate, wanting to know those stories. And so for me, that's what my art, that's the goal of my art. I want you to want to know more. I want to tell you stories, and I often like to say the things that we hide.
I see a man who sees his past, who sees his future. I see a man who notices the dualities of his past life and how they could represent his future life.
With whatever idea I had at the time when I'm like laying it down, I mean, I'm just hoping that I'm communicating that with the paint. So, you know, if I want a painting to convey like a certain sadness or pain, I guess I'm visiting that place in myself. Blackness is with you, and it has always been with you, and it will carry you, and it will transform you, and if you embrace it, and if you allow that to happen, just like the liberation is there. So you're all you need, and that's what these paintings are called. You are all you need. So here it's like a pain figure. I mean, we had this huge blinding light shining down on him, and it's supposed to be like just the weight of that is
very, very emotional. And when I think of the state that a lot of black men have to go through in life, this particular piece speaks to all of that. And there's nobody on the outside that can pull him up. He has to find it on the inside of himself to keep going, to gather that strength, and compose himself for whatever comes next.
It is inspiring. It's a look from within, and I feel like it's in search of what is out there. I get a feeling of its inner soul, inner speaking to us, getting to know an inner experience of who we can be and who we are to become, and venturing into a place of unknown, uncertainty, but there's hope there.
I definitely try to speak to black people, or to I guess whoever will just choose to go there with me and just to understand. I mean, I feel like I create for myself, for black perspective, by black perspective. So, if I can just, I guess, go down in history, or people can just remember me for doing that, that's all I want, really.
Yeah, we know those feelings, but we know those feelings also of that you have to get up, like the second painting. You have to get up. You can't stay down forever. The light is always existing. Just because it's cloudy and it's raining doesn't mean the sun's not out. It is. Every day.
Have your own experience. Only at the CAC.